Hello and welcome to Your Town. My name is Joy Anderson. I'm the Member Relations Manager with the Monterey Peninsula Chamber of Commerce Hour. And today I'd like to welcome my first guest, Rob Lee, partner with Hayashi and Whelan. Good morning, Rob.
Good morning, Joy. Thanks for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
It's fantastic to have you. I know it's been a few years since you've done a program like this.
It sure has.
It's time to catch up and see
Absolutely.
what's going on. So why don't you start off by telling us a little bit about Hayashi and Whelan?
Sure. Thanks, Joy. With Hayashi Whelan, we've actually been in business now 41 years, and we're a full-service accounting firm. So we do the traditional accounting services of tax preparation, auditing, financial statements, business consulting, but then we're a little unique in that we also offer what we call our family office services, and then also investment services, investment wealth management services, and financial planning.
Wow. So anything to do with finances almost.
Almost. We like to think that we're a one-stop shop, and a client can come to us and we can handle almost everything that they could try and bring our way.
So you've been around for a long time. How many offices do you have?
So we have 4 offices. Our main office is located in Salinas, and we have another in Carmel, and then 2 small satellite offices in King City and Paso Robles.
Okay, so you pretty much cover Monterey County.
Correct.
Okay,
Correct.
Perfect. And so just tell me a little bit. I know, Hayashi and Whelan seems to be very prominent in the community and really engaged. So how many, what's the size of your company? I mean, what's the size of your employment?
Sure. So so I'm one of 7 partners in the firm, and we have in total about 70 people throughout the entire firm. So broken up between the various offices, and we just within the last few weeks, so we had a new onslaught of recent college graduates come and join us, and then we have, I think, 4 interns for the summer. So we have quite a few people that we're working with.
I think that's fantastic that you bring in some recent graduates and work with young folks, and in your intern program or whatever it might be. Is that really important to the firm?
Absolutely, very important to the firm, and we've seen the internship program that we host for the summer has become so popular and such a great way for us to attract new candidates to the firm. It's actually going now into, instead of getting students between their junior and senior year of college, we're actually looking at them now between their freshman and sophomore years of college, just because things can change so quickly, and if we can let them know a little bit about the firm, what we do, who we are, then we have a better chance of retaining them as an employee later down the road. And we've had great success with partnering with CSUMB in hiring their graduates, bringing on their students as interns. But then we also reach out to Cal Poly, to Santa Clara, San Jose State. So there's quite a few other schools we reach out to, but CSUMB, they've been a great partner with us.
That's exciting. And it's interesting that you say that you've kind of started a little bit earlier with freshmen and sophomores. Because I know a lot of young students who are just entering, the universities and the colleges they're still a little, uncertain of, what they want to do with their life and their career and, which path to take. I know a lot of folks, change majors and end up spending that 5th year in college because they couldn't decide. But I think, things like this that help these young students really take a hard look at, where they want to take their future. I think it's important to start early.
It is important to start early, and also it brings to them whether they want to actually go into accounting or not. And if they see that maybe they might have a bit of a misconception about what the industry really is, and hopefully we can get away from the days of green visors and head to the grindstone and all of that. Mm-hmm. So it's a great program, and we're very happy with it.
That's something that I always have struggled with, and even in my days when I was, teaching management courses and things. And when you say accounting, I think everybody just kind of freaks out at first,
Mm-hmm.
Because it's just like, oh my God, numbers and such. And people who think back on their personal lives and go, I can't even balance my checkbook, you
Yes.
know, which I think is kind of funny. But, you know, so, and accounting is so different from that. That's not what it's all about. I mean, there's
Correct.
a certain amount of things, you know, checks and balances and data entry, but a lot of it is really analysis, isn't it?
There's a lot of analysis, and then but then there's also a lot of interpretation of what either the Internal Revenue Services through the Internal Revenue Code is stating, but then also really what it comes down to is you're working with people and the relationships you develop with those clients. You know, we can have clients that have been with the firm, you know, since day one, and that's a very cherished relationship. And you know, you go from where they're maybe just first starting out opening a business, and then you're working with them at the tail end as maybe they're selling the business, or maybe there's been a death in the family. So you became a very close, trusted advisor to those clients, and that's a very humbling place to be put in.
Mm-hmm. I can only imagine that, especially as, you know, the new generations come in to take over the business.
Right.
And, you know, they might not have been involved in the beginning.
Very true.
And then, so you're going to have to kind of step in and explain a lot to them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We sometimes joke around that we should have minors in counseling as well, or therapy, because that comes up so many times where it's family businesses, multi-generational, and you're dealing with a different mindset from generation to generation, and hopefully we can help bridge that gap between the two generations.
Wow. So you do a lot of nonprofits as well. You have a lot of
Right.
nonprofit businesses
We do.
as your clients.
Exactly. Not a lot of nonprofit organizations, local governments. You know, there's in this area, Joy, as you know, there's so many nonprofit organizations, and they all need help with whether it's just tax returns. You know, it's informational tax returns, but it tends to be the most complicated ones out there when they're not paying any tax. So it really doesn't make a lot of sense. But then also if the organization's going for a large grant, they may need to have their financial statements audited. So, and then also just on the consulting side of, you may have a volunteer organization and they don't know what they don't know. And they may call and say, we just need help on a special project.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of nonprofit work.
A lot of nonprofit work. Yeah. Well, they can keep us busy in this
Absolutely.
area, like you said. So let's talk about you a little bit.
Sure.
I'm glad to say that, you know, you're still on our board.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, very true.
And you served as the chair.
I did in 2015. So that was on my second go around as a board member, and that was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun.
I mean, that was a great year too. You did a great job. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much. I just
Thank
wanted
you.
to say that to you. But so tell me about you, your family.
Sure. So I grew up in the area. I grew up in Pacific Grove. So I didn't stray. Local kid. Didn't stray very far. Knew when I went away to school that I wanted to move back here and work here. You know, very quickly you see when you're out of the area what an amazing place this is, and knew that I wanted to be able to work here and also raise a family here. So my wife and I, we've been married 16 years now, and we have 2 kids going on 13 and 11, and they keep us very busy. So they're good kids.
It's amazing how fast they grow up, because
Oh
I
my
remember
gosh.
when I first met them, they were
They were
little.
tiny. They were tiny.
They were little.
I know.
But it keeps you really busy.
It does.
And then so outside community involvement, what
Sure.
things are you involved in? Tell me about that a little
Sure.
bit.
So of course you're involved with the chamber, but then also the Monterey County Pops. I serve as the treasurer for that organization. So free classical music concerts throughout Monterey County, and then also with a local sports youth sports organization's treasurer as well. I always get pinned to be a treasurer. So
See what happens when you're a CPA.
exactly.
They just kind of pigeonhole you right into
Right.
that slot. They go, oh, we
Right.
know the perfect person. Oh, that's great.
Yeah, and then of course involved with the various activities for the kids' schools that the things that are going on. I was raised knowing that you need to give back to your community, and you're not just here to just only live and work, but you need to give back. And so I saw that with my parents, and so my wife and I have made a concerted effort to show that, lead by example for our kids, and to have hopefully one day they'll be involved.
You know, I think you piggyback on that. You know, we just had that little conversation about how many nonprofits there are in the area, and you know, and myself being raised here as well, I think that's just part of what we do here. We were raised that way, and we continue to do that. And I think that's why so many nonprofits have been able to sustain.
Right.
Because of, the community that gives back. And you just had a concert on 4th of July.
We did at the Golden State Theater.
Yeah, and I heard that was like packed.
It was. I think we filled the Golden State Theater. It was great. Had just a great turnout and great concert, and we bring in some youth organizations to play alongside. These are all professional musicians. And so it was great. It was great to see that collaboration, to see the kids up on stage playing with the professional musicians. It's a lot of fun to see that. Very gratifying.
That's great. So I know of 2 concerts that the Monterey Pops does, and that's the one on Memorial Day.
Correct.
That was on the lawn at Colton Hall this year, because I was there for that. And then the 4th of July, are there other concerts?
There's other concerts planned. We have some planned for over in Salinas, and then also in South County going into the fall. So, and then usually we'll try to do a holiday concert, maybe near Thanksgiving, closer to Christmas, around that time frame.
Perfect. Yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun. And your kids' sports. So I know that's, that's, I can just see you, picture you with, the sports activities, because the kids are very active.
Very active.
They keep you going.
They keep us going, absolutely. Whether it's baseball, swimming, and actually my son right now this week he's part of a U.S. Navy Sea Cadet program, and so he's at a week-long training aboard an aircraft carrier.
How cool is that?
Yeah.
Wow,
a lot of fun.
I think I saw that somewhere. I think I saw it probably on one of the social media
probably.
sites. Yeah, it's like, oh, look at Rob's kids doing now. Yeah, so as far as your business, now how long have you been with the firm?
So I've been with the firm over 17 years now. Yeah, so I was right out of college. I had interviewed several places, and then a friend had said, why don't you send a resume to Hayashi and Whelan? At that time, I had not heard of the firm. It was about a 35-person firm, offices in Salinas and King City. And so by chance, I sent in a resume and went through a couple of interviews and started a few months later. So it was great.
So, I mean, you're like a success story for young students getting out of college, It's just like, okay, you get into a firm and, the possibilities are all there. I mean, you became a partner.
Exactly.
We were really excited about that when that happened.
Exactly.
But yeah, so.
Yeah, no, the opportunities are there. It's a wonderful profession. I have a lot of fun with it. I really enjoy the people that I work with and the clients that I work with as well. That's what makes it so rewarding.
So if you could wrap it up kind of in a nutshell, what makes living and working on the Monterey Peninsula so special?
Oh, wow.
Besides that community service link that we talked about.
Sure. Well, it's hard to not just drive from one place to the other and you just look around and see how beautiful this place is. And while I hear, of course during summertime there's just a huge influx of tourists, but when you think about it, you may go travel somewhere and you come back home and you realize this place is amazing. And so to be able to live and work here, I think is pretty special. I think we're pretty lucky to be able to do that, because I have a lot of friends that I grew up with that, because of the work that they do, they're not able to find a job in their profession here. And so to be able to do that and be able to raise a family here is very special. It's just a very unique area.
It is. It's interesting because sometimes, you'll go out to, I know I do, I'll go out to dinner on the wharf and I'll sit there and I look out the window and I go, and people save up their entire life to come here and sit here, where I'm just like, we take it for granted sometimes.
Very true. It's very easy to take it for granted. And when it may be a foggy day outside and you're like, oh, this is terrible, we need sunshine. And then we get a couple of days of great sun, and you realize this is such a special place. And I think you don't have to drive very far to really change the scenery as well.
No, I know. You can go from the beaches to the hillside to the forest.
Exactly.
Yeah, we have it all. We're very, very, very fortunate. The chamber, the Chamber puts on and hosts this hour. So is there anything you want to mention about how the Chamber has helped your business?
Oh, absolutely. The Chamber has been invaluable to us, and that they've given us an opportunity, a platform to help showcase our business and to teach more people about what we do. And then also just really the networking opportunities to be able to meet new people, and you just start to get to know people that you normally wouldn't have a chance to meet. And then you realize, well, I like this person, I want to work with them. And that's, part of the relationship building that we try and do with our clients. And so the Chamber has been wonderful with that. And the fact that, especially with the Business Excellence Awards coming up, the chance to showcase and highlight the businesses in the area that are doing well, whether large or small, it's great. And we're Chamber members through and through.
Well, that's good to hear. Well, yeah, Business Excellence Awards are wonderful because we really are honored to recognize the work of many of the businesses that are members, and again, small and large. So we always look forward to that. It's
such a fun event.
It's a fun event. It's a fun evening. People work really hard, and for them to be recognized is very, very special.
Absolutely.
And and we thank you, Rob, for all the work that you've done, and actually your wife, because she's wonderful too, and
Thank
she
you.
does a lot for the community. So I know
Thank
between
you.
the two of you, and you're raising those boys, and I'm sure they're going to grow up to do the same thing, because
Sure.
they're learning it right from the get-go. This is part of what you do when you live on the peninsula.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
So any words of wisdom to share with our audience today?
I would say keep your receipts. Hang on to those. Just kidding. If you've thought about becoming involved with the Chamber, do it. I would say, with the Chamber, you get out of it what you put into it, and it's, such a great group of people, people that want to make the area better, support local businesses that way. I would say just do that.
Just do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Just do
Yeah,
it.
steal a
And don't
page from
forget-
Nike.
Exactly. And don't forget to save your receipts.
Yes.
In a shoebox.
Yeah, exactly.
Or for me, it's a big shopping bag. Well, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank
I
you,
really
Joy.
appreciate it, and much success and much luck to you in the future.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.